What separates success from mediocrity? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not who you know. It's how you use your 24 hours. We all get the same clock. The question is, why do some rise while others remain stuck? Because they don't respect time. They let it slip through their fingers. But if you master your day, you master your life. And I'm going to show you exactly how. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you open your eyes and immediately reach for your phone, you've already surrendered control. Notifications, messages, and endless feeds dictate your mood, your energy, your thoughts. You haven't even stood up, and already the world owns you. But success is never born from reaction. It is born from intention. The morning is your one chance to claim the day before anyone else places demands on you. Those early hours are not ordinary hours. They are sacred. They are where champions are built, while the rest of the world is still asleep. When you rise before the noise begins, you enter a space where clarity lives. The silence of dawn is not empty. It is powerful. It's the time where your mind is freshest, unpolluted by stress, opinions, or distractions. In those moments, you decide who you want to be before the world tells you who you are. That's why the most successful people guard their mornings with a kind of ferocity most can't understand. They know it's not about waking up early just to check a box. It's about carving out the space to think, to move, to create, to dream without interference. That is where vision grows, where plans are born, and where resilience is built. Think about this. If you start your morning by investing in yourself, you've already won before the rest of the world even begins. Exercise sharpens your body. Reading sharpens your mind. Journaling sharpens your focus. These aren't random rituals. They are weapons. They arm you against the chaos that will inevitably try to hijack your day. If you walk out into the world without strengthening yourself first, you walk out unprepared, vulnerable, and easily thrown off course. But when you walk out disciplined, centered, and clear, there is no meeting, no challenge, no person that can shake your foundation. Your morning becomes your armor. And let's be honest, most people fail not because they lack time, but because they waste their most powerful hours. They sleep through them. They roll out of bed groggy, rushing, reacting, and already behind. Success cannot grow in that environment. Success requires you to be deliberate, to wake with purpose, to respect the value of those first hours. They are not a luxury. They are a responsibility. If you want to rise, you must stop treating the morning as optional. It is not optional. It is non-negotiable. And the day you start treating it that way is the day your life begins to change. It's not about perfection. You don't need a 3-hour morning routine with 100 steps. What you need is ownership. You need to say, this time belongs to me. Whether it's 30 minutes or 2 hours, use it to strengthen the areas of your life that matter most. If you want discipline, train your body. If you want growth, feed your mind. If you want clarity, write down your thoughts. Small, intentional actions in the morning compound into unstoppable momentum. They create discipline, and discipline is the seed of freedom. When you win the morning, you've already secured the momentum to win the day. The truth is, every day will come with battles. There will be demands, distractions, and voices pulling you in every direction. But the morning, that belongs only to you. It is the one part of the day where you have complete control before the world invades. And that control is your power. When you guard it, when you invest in it, you build a foundation so strong that no storm can shake you. This is why the successful rise early. Not to brag about waking up at 5 a.m., but because they understand something most people don't. The world doesn't hand you success. You build it minute by minute, choice by choice. And it starts the moment you open your eyes. Most people spend their lives being busy, but never truly productive. They fill their days with endless activity, crossing items off to-do lists, answering emails, running from one task to another, thinking they are moving forward. But busyness is not progress. Motion is not achievement. You can spend 12 hours in constant action and still end the day no closer to your vision. That is the trap too many fall into. Working hard, but on the wrong things. Success does not reward effort alone. It rewards direction. And the painful truth is that most people have no direction because they never stop to decide what truly matters. When you look at the people who rise above, they don't say yes to everything. They are ruthless about their priorities. They wake up knowing exactly what must be done first, and they protect it with everything they have. It could be building a business, writing a book, mastering a skill, or closing a deal. Whatever it is, they focus on it before anything else can compete for their time. They understand that the world will always throw distractions, requests, and fake urgencies at them. But they also know that if they don't decide their priorities, someone else will. The cost of not choosing is a life of reaction, where your entire day is consumed by what others want from you instead of what you are here to create. The truth is, your time is the most valuable currency you will ever own. Every choice you make is an investment. When you give hours to meaningless tasks, you are robbing your own future. Think about it. If you invested money the way you spend time, would you be broke? Most would. They pour energy into tasks that don't matter, projects that don't move them forward, people who don't deserve their focus. And then they wonder why they feel empty, stuck, and exhausted. But the few who rise understand that every minute counts. They don't just ask, "What should I do today?" They ask, "What is the single most important thing I can do today that will move me closer to the life I want?" And then they fight for it like their life depends on it. Because it does. Prioritizing what matters also requires sacrifice. You cannot do everything. You cannot please everyone. You cannot chase every opportunity that shows up. And yet, that's exactly why so many people fail. They try to be everywhere, say yes to everything, and end up diluted, exhausted, and mediocre at best. True success demands clarity, and clarity requires you to cut. Cut the noise. Cut the tasks that add no value. Cut the commitments that drain your energy. This is not about doing more. It's about doing less, but doing it with absolute power and precision. The greatest achievements in history were not built on scattered attention. They were built on obsessive focus. But this is where most people struggle. They confuse what is urgent with what is important. Urgent things scream at you: the email, the call, the notification, the small fire that needs putting out. Important things whisper: the strategy, the vision, the practice, the discipline. The urgent will always try to control you because it feels satisfying in the moment. You fix something, you reply quickly, you check a box. But the important things are the ones that change your future. If you keep sacrificing the important for the urgent, your future never comes. That is why you must be ruthless with your priorities. Not casual, not soft, ruthless. Because if you are not, the urgent will devour your life. And here's the final truth: you cannot rise if your priorities are unclear. People who achieve greatness don't work more hours than everyone else. They direct their hours toward the few things that matter most. They don't dabble. They don't scatter. They don't waste. They concentrate their firepower on what will create the biggest impact. And once they decide, they don't let anyone or anything interfere. That is why they rise higher, faster, stronger than the rest. Because while the world is busy chasing everything, they are building the one thing that matters. And that one thing changes everything. Your time is limited, but your energy is even more precious. You can have an entire day ahead of you, but if your energy is drained, your time becomes worthless. This is why so many people feel stuck. Because they are trying to chase success while carrying the weight of things that drain them. Energy leaks are silent killers. They don't just steal your focus, they rob you of momentum, creativity, and drive. And the truth is, you can't afford to give your best years to things that don't fuel you. If you want to build something extraordinary, you must first seal the holes where your energy is slipping away unnoticed. One of the biggest energy leaks comes from the people you surround yourself with. Every conversation either elevates you or depletes you. Think about the people you spend time with. Are they pushing you forward or pulling you down? Are they lighting a fire in you or suffocating your ambition? Too many people spend their days entangled with negativity, gossip, jealousy, and complaints. They think they can rise while being surrounded by anchors. But anchors don't let you rise. They keep you stuck at the bottom. If you want to soar, you must cut ties with the weights that are holding you back, no matter how familiar or comfortable they may seem. Another massive leak comes from the way you spend your attention. Every scroll, every meaningless click, every hour spent on mindless consumption is an invisible drain. Technology can be a tool, but for most people, it has become a trap. They wake up reaching for their phones and go to bed doing the same, wondering why their minds feel foggy and their spirits feel restless. Success requires depth, not distraction. And yet, most people live on the surface, bouncing from notification to notification, never giving themselves the time to think deeply, create, or focus. The strongest minds know how to protect their attention. They are not everywhere, responding to everything. They are present, deliberate, and disciplined with where their focus goes. Habits are another place where energy leaks live. Every small choice you make either fuels your body and mind or depletes them. Poor sleep, unhealthy food, lack of movement, all of these chip away at your energy, leaving you running on fumes while expecting peak performance. You can't demand greatness from a body and mind that are neglected. Success is physical as much as it is mental. If you don't fuel your body, you weaken your mind. If you don't protect your rest, you dull your focus. And if you don't discipline your habits will discipline you. Mastery begins with self-control, and self-control begins with daily choices that conserve and protect your energy instead of wasting it. Toxic self. Talk is another hidden drain. You can wake up with ambition, but if your mind is filled with doubt, comparison, and fear, you've already sabotaged yourself before you even start. The words you say to yourself are either fuel or poison. If you spend your time replaying failures, questioning your worth, or convincing yourself that success is for other people, you are handing over your energy without a fight. Greatness requires an inner voice that strengthens you, not weakens you, and you control that voice. You decide whether it tears you down or lifts you higher. Protect your thoughts, because your thoughts dictate your energy, and your energy dictates your destiny. The truth is, eliminating energy leaks is not about perfection. It's about awareness and discipline. You have to ask yourself daily, where am I leaking? Is it the people around me? The habits I ignore? The distractions I give into? The thoughts I allow? Because the moment you identify them, you regain control. Every leak you seal gives you more power, more focus, more drive to pour into what truly matters. And success is not about having infinite energy. It's about using the energy you have with precision. When you stop wasting it on the wrong things, you suddenly find yourself unstoppable in the right things. Time is not meant to be managed in endless stretches of chaos. The human brain is not designed to give its best in 10 straight hours of work. Nor does greatness come from grinding without pause. The truth is, your power comes from rhythm, from dividing your day into intentional segments of focus and recovery. When you work in blocks, you create structure, and structure creates freedom. Most people resist structure because they think it limits them, but the opposite is true. A disciplined structure is what gives you the energy and focus to move mountains. Without it, you are scattered, reactive, and drained before the day even ends. When you enter a power block, it's not about half effort, it's about total immersion. One block for deep work, where distractions don't exist and your attention is absolute. Another for physical training, where you push your body to stay sharp and resilient. Another for learning, for reflection, for creation. The secret is not to do everything at once, but to give your full intensity to one thing at a time. The myth of multitasking has fooled millions into thinking they are productive while they are actually deluded. True mastery comes from concentrated energy. A laser is just light, but when focused, it cuts through steel. Your day must work the same way. The beauty of power blocks is that they fight against burnout. Most people either sprint until they collapse or crawl through their day with no intensity. Neither leads to success. By working in focused blocks and then deliberately stepping away to reset, you protect your energy. You give your mind a chance to breathe, your body a chance to recover, your spirit a chance to refocus. It's not laziness, it's strategy. Even the most powerful engines overheat if they never pause. The same is true for you. Rest is not the opposite of work. Rest is what makes your work sustainable and sharp. This approach also forces accountability. When you know you have a block of 2 hours to execute on a single priority, you don't waste it. You don't scroll. You don't wonder. You don't wait for motivation. You lock in because you've given yourself a boundary and a commitment. Without boundaries, time slips through your fingers, disguised as endless availability. But when you tell yourself, this block is sacred, nothing else gets in, you train your brain to respect your own word. And when you begin to respect your own word, you start to believe in your own power. Breaking your day into power blocks also teaches you discipline with time that spills into every area of your life. You start to see that small, intentional slices of effort compound into extraordinary results. A block of writing each morning builds a book. A block of training builds a strong body. A block of learning builds wisdom. What looks small in the moment becomes unstoppable over time. That is how legacies are built. Not in random bursts of inspiration, but in the disciplined repetition of focused effort stacked block by block, day by day. And here is the greatest truth. Power blocks shift you from living reactively to living deliberately. Most people wake up and let the day control them. They bounce from email to meeting to distraction, never actually creating progress. But when you design your day in blocks, you are the one in control. You dictate where your energy flows, and in doing so, you dictate your future. You no longer live as a victim of time. You live as a master of it. And mastery of time is mastery of life. Every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else. That's the truth most people don't realize until it's too late. You only have 24 hours, and every decision you make is a trade. When you agree to every request, every invitation, every demand placed on you, you sacrifice the time and energy you could have invested in your own vision. Success is not about how much you take on. It's about how much you protect. And the protection comes from one simple but powerful word: no. Most people struggle with this word because they confuse no with rejection, selfishness, or disrespect. They fear that if they decline, they'll disappoint others, lose approval, or miss out on opportunities. But here's the truth. The greatest loss is not disappointing someone else. The greatest loss is disappointing yourself. Every yes that doesn't align with your purpose is a betrayal of your own future. When you say yes out of guilt, fear, or pressure, you trade your dreams for someone else's comfort. And the people who achieve greatness refuse to make that trade. They know that protecting their purpose is not selfish. It's necessary. You have to understand that not every opportunity is meant for you. Not every invitation deserves your presence. And not every voice should have access to your time. Life is full of distractions, disguised as obligations. A meeting that could have been avoided. A conversation that drains instead of builds. A commitment that looks good on the surface, but carries no weight for your future. If you don't filter ruthlessly, your schedule will be filled with things that keep you busy, but steal your potential. Success comes from knowing what to ignore, as much as it comes from knowing what to embrace. Saying no is also a test of discipline and courage. It means you are strong enough to withstand the temporary discomfort of rejection in order to honor the long-term gain of focus. It means you value your time so deeply that you refuse to hand it over cheaply. When you say no to distractions, you are saying yes to depth. When you say no to mediocrity, you are saying yes to mastery. When you say no to others' agendas, you are saying yes to your own purpose. Every no builds a wall around your focus, and within that wall is where true achievement is created. The truth is, your future depends more on what you cut than what you add. Think of the people you admire, the ones who built something extraordinary. They didn't get there by doing everything. They got there by doing the right things and ignoring the rest. Their calendars weren't filled with endless noise. They were filled with intentional, purposeful blocks of creation, growth, and impact. They weren't accessible to everyone at every moment, and they weren't apologizing for it either. They knew that focus requires boundaries, and boundaries require the courage to say no. If you want to rise, you must become unapologetic about your priorities. You must understand that your time is not a gift you hand out freely to anyone who asks. It is a sacred resource, and only the things that align with your vision deserve it. Saying no is not about arrogance. It's about respect for your purpose, respect for your energy, respect for your future. And the day you learn to protect your yes by strengthening your no, you step into a level of clarity and power most people will never experience. Because most people are too busy pleasing others while their own dreams silently die. The way you close your day is just as important as the way you begin it. Too many people collapse into bed, exhausted and numb, letting another day slip away without even acknowledging what it meant. They move from one day to the next in a blur, never stopping to ask what they built, what they learned, or how they grew. But success is not found in random repetition, it's found in reflection. Each day is a classroom filled with lessons, wins, and mistakes. And unless you pause to capture those lessons, they are wasted. Reflection is the act of transforming experience into wisdom and wisdom into power. When you take time to reflect at the end of the day, you create space to measure your progress. You look at the hours behind you and ask, did I live this day aligned with my purpose? Did I move closer to my vision, or did I drift? These questions are uncomfortable because they reveal the truth. But truth is what creates growth. You can't improve what you don't measure. You can't correct what you refuse to confront. Reflection holds a mirror up to your actions and forces you to see whether you are building a future or just repeating a cycle. That honesty is where change begins. Reflection is not about judgment, it's about awareness. It's not about punishing yourself for what you didn't do, but about extracting value from what you did. Maybe you wasted time. Maybe you let distractions win. Maybe you said yes when you should have said no. Fine. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and commit to doing better tomorrow. Without reflection, those mistakes repeat endlessly. With reflection, they become stepping stones. Every misstep can be fuel for growth, if you are willing to examine it. And every small win becomes motivation when you take time to notice it. Awareness transforms both failure and success into lessons that move you forward. Ending the day with reflection also resets your mind. It clears the noise, the stress, and the weight that builds up during the day. Instead of carrying that chaos into tomorrow, you release it by processing it. Writing in a journal, reviewing your goals, or simply asking yourself 3 intentional questions can shift your entire perspective. What went well today? What challenged me? What will I do differently tomorrow? These simple acts of clarity give your mind direction. So when you close your eyes, you rest with peace instead of chaos. That peace is what allows you to wake up strong, focused, and ready to attack a new day. Most people underestimate the power of ending their day on purpose. They think reflection is a luxury, something to do when they have more time. But reflection is the discipline that ensures every day compounds instead of repeats. Without it, life becomes a blur of sameness, a cycle of motion without meaning. With it, every day becomes a brick in the foundation of your future. You don't just live days, you build them. You don't just count time, you invest it. That small act of looking back is what ensures you keep moving forward with strength and precision. The truth is, reflection is not optional if you want greatness. It is the final act of ownership over your day. It says, "This time was mine, and I will not let it vanish unnoticed." It turns ordinary hours into building blocks of mastery. And it creates a rhythm. Begin the day with intention, live with focus, end with reflection. That cycle is what elevates you above the noise of the world. Most people let days pass without meaning. But the few who stop to reflect transform time into growth, and growth into destiny. Every single one of us is given the same 24 hours. Not 1 second more, not 1 second less. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is not talent, not luck, not opportunity. It is choice. How you spend your hours is how you spend your life. If you waste them, your future will slip through your hands. But if you master them, if you own your mornings, prioritize what matters, protect your energy, work in power blocks, say no with conviction, and end each day with reflection, you will not just live time, you will command it. The clock is ticking whether you act or not. You cannot stop it, but you can decide what it creates for you. So stop waiting for the right moment. Stop telling yourself you'll start tomorrow. Start now. Take control of your 24 hours, and you take control of your destiny. Because at the end of it all, time will ask you one question: what did you do with me? And your answer will define everything.